Back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is, ladies and gents, thank you for joining our advanced training. What I'd like to do, first of all, is thank Rajiv, our visionary, the management staff headed by our management staff headed by Marvin, Brad, Nancy, and the entire team that backs us up from a factory point of view. Miss Kim Law is going to go through some figures and facts today that will absolutely blow your mind. I am Coach Smile, and I'm thrilled to share some exciting information with you. So let's get started on this journey of success together. In this advanced training, we would like you to listen, learn, and duplicate. These simple words hold the key to unlocking your potential in the world of online marketing. Today, I want to enlighten you on how to use the fantastic free funnels provided by our company. With our newly introduced funnels, you will have the power to attract, to engage, and to convert your target audience effortlessly. They are designed to streamline your marketing efforts, saving you time, energy, and while you will have meaningful results. Now, let's dive into our 3 enrollment packages that will propel your Angeli business in October to new heights, we are convinced. A is the Limitless Enrollment Pack, as opposed to stack. We have a pack. The Discovery Enrollment Pack. The Business Enrollment Pack. The best way to get started on your journey towards financial success. And the power of what we're doing here today is that you can then replay this for your other brand new associates coming in. So you can now take this and use this as a teaching instrument for yourself and your organization. And I think I'm going to need somebody to mute out. Bob, if you can just serve as the muter outer for me. We've got somebody in right now. So you guys are already co-hosts. As we move forward into October, it's critical to set and implement goals that will guide us towards greatness. Together, we will learn how to set achievable and impactful goals. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about 1, being at 1.5K promoter. 2, being a 6K promoter. Being a 10K producer, a 20K producer. Lastly, let's talk about revenue share plan, an essential component of our success. This plan empowers you to earn not just from your personal efforts, but also as a collective. It's beautiful synergy where everyone rises together, sharing in the triumph and rewards. And so, what I'd like each person to do right after this is go directly to your office portal. Gloria, it's good to see you, young lady. Your office portal, and go under my team. Go to your enrollment tree and see who it is you need to go remind to what? Get their loyalty. Then the next thing I want you to do is sit down and figure out how far you are away from your rank promote, because you've got up until tonight. In fact, the very first thing, and you know what I love about Miss Kim Law? She does exactly what she teaches. Kim called me early this morning and was telling me her next rank and what she was doing. She's enrolling. So you're getting it from people that are doing it. You're going to hear from Eric, Glenn, unbelievable producer. You're going to hear from Mr. Michael Avery, a proven manager, a proven leader in the human potential field. So you're getting skill sets from professionals that you would normally pay. I was part of an organization that just to be with Michael, $5,000 event. Then you had to pay to go to Sedona and all the other seminars you had to do before you got there. So, you know, it's just fascinating. In conclusion, my champion, today we're embarking, and Bob, if you can take care of muting out, and everybody just mute out be responsible.
I am muted out, Coach.
No, I don't want you to be muted out. I want you to mute out the rest.
Oh, I do not have control of that.
Oh, it's Kim that does. Let me go back there and make you a co-host. How many co-hosts can I have? Okay. You're a co-host now. Okay, so because you're a co-host, yeah, you're a co-host, so you can then mute out for me. Alice, great to see you. Cheryl, great to see you. All right, we're coming up. So, in conclusion, champions, today we have embarked on a journey that will transfer our lives and our business with new funnels, powerful enrollment packs, effective goal-setting techniques, and the promise of shared success. We're poised to achieve greatness this month. And what I'd like you to do today is not only go back and check your loyalty orders, check your rank, but most importantly, write down your expected rank. Write down your expected rank for October. This is how $1 million producer mindset is. This is how we do it. And then from there, manage your expectations. Be, do, have. What do you mean, Coach? Say it. By saying it, I am. Gloria, see it. Then Kim is going to tell you about feeling it. And Michael is going to tell you about doing it. So say to yourself, see yourself in that position, feel it, and then do it. And with that, it's with great honor that I introduce you to my superstar, an individual that is new to networking, but boy, oh boy, has she come a long way. Is she growing, moving? I am so proud of Miss Mary Collier. And with that, Mary, remember, just tell me when to move the slide, okay?
Okay, Coach, you can go to the first slide.
Okay.
First of all, Coach, I want to thank you for giving me the night off from training last night. I went to my grandson's football game last night, and my grandson is awesome. They have a great team. They won 31-7. And they were playing a team that was said they couldn't be beat. But our school showed they could be beat. Anyway, let's talk about creative vision. What is creative vision and how do you know you have it? If you don't know, don't feel like the Lone Ranger, because there's always a kemosabe in the background waiting to help. Now, creative vision is information that is released from your subconscious mind. Everything that you ever heard, thought about is stored in your subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind inspires you to perform acts necessary to transform your desired goals into a reality. Now, there are a lot of ways that you can develop your creative vision, but one we're going to be talking on today is imagination. You can use your imagination on a daily basis. You can set aside some interrupted time to think about what your definite purpose is and how and what they would look like once you achieve it. Also, to help with your creative vision, you can do vision boards. You can use affirmations, or you can meditate in order to get a mental picture in your mind what your definite purpose is. You can create a mental picture of your desired outcome. What do you want your outcome to be? Do you want it to be a 1K, 3K, a 6K promoter? Or do you want to be a 10K, 20K, or 40K producer? You decide. You be the one to decide what you want to do. Next slide, Coach. The next slide we're going to be talking about, I know I missed a lot of these discussions over the last 5 days about your maintenance and sound health, but there are 2 action steps that you can do in order to do this, have your maintenance and sound health. Action number 1 is to learn how to balance your work and play. This can be done by setting aside some time for you between your leisure time and between your work time. But don't get stuck in a rut. If you see where you're spending more time on leisure than work, you need to readjust your thinking. You need to reprogram and get that balance between work and play. Balance your mental and physical effects. Now, this is something that I have to work on. You can engage in regular physical activity. You can, such as going to the gym daily, or start walking or jogging. You can do anything that gets the heart pumping and the blood flowing. Now, Coach can attest this because he goes to the gym and walks faithfully. That's a walking advertisement. Engage in regular mental activities. This is very important for your mental state, for your mental health. You can spend time with nature. I do that quite a bit. You can read a good book. I love to read. You can play numbers game like Sudoku. That's a real mind bender right there. I tried playing Sudoku once, and it made me having to think too much. I didn't want to be thinking that much. I put those numbers in the right place. So needless to say, I don't play that game anymore. I play solitaire and I do word search. That keeps the mind focused. And I also have this app on my phone called Coloring for Adults. I do that too. It relaxes me late at night when I can't sleep. Next slide, Coach. Now, if you don't know this already, the company has created online marketing strategies that you can use to attract potential customers. These funnels can be found in your office portal, but we don't use these funnels to prospect customers. We use them for the purpose of building a relationship with them, educating them about the products through videos and presentations. Then we persuade them to buy our products. But the good thing is the company will send you the contact detail information from leads every day via email. You know, how awesome is that? Someone look at your, go to your website, they want more information, they send their information card in, it goes to the company send it to you. You haven't done anything but send that person to your website. How amazing. Now, the funnels are listed below. They have one for the professional influencer. All you have to do, this is for professionals. You send this to the people you want to attract. You send them the link, but add your username so you can make sure they go directly to your username. Now, the social media influencer, just what it says, social media. You want, when you send your link out to people on the social media, you want them to like your information, maybe request more information from you. Then if they like it, they'll tell others as a social media influencer. Network professionals, these are, I think, are business builders. They help you to build your business. The guest customer website, you send it to the customer that you want to buy your product. And like I said, the company will send you responses back. You don't have to wait for any, you don't have to rush out and keep going back and forth with them. The company will send you responses when you get them. Then you can go back and talk to the people who requested more information. Next slide, Coach. Now check this out. This is a Facebook post that Coach made. And we can all do this. At the post you see, it never mentions the product. It only highlights the benefits of the limited performance stack that Coach uses every day. Only the benefits of the product is mentioned. I know I can't know if you can read his headline, but he said how it's making him to lose weight. It got his energy is up, his metabolism is flowing. But I mean, look at the picture. Don't he look good? I mean, you know, I think Alice suggested the other day that he should have done a before and after picture. What do you think? I think it should have, but that's a great picture right there. Next slide, Coach. Now, this is another post that Spencer Taylor made about the water. I think several months ago. You can see the same thing. He never mentions the product. He only mentions the benefits of drinking pure, clean, alkaline water. He's showing the bottle, but that can be any company's bottle, you know. So all of us can do that. Now, getting back to the
let me just jump in here. That's
Okay.
because he wants you to he's building curiosity, and he wants you to get back to him to find out what the name is. He's building curiosity, and that's why I've taken off my Care Beyond thing off my bottle, because I'm building curiosity. And that's why he did it this way. But he listed out all the benefits. Now, he posted this a couple weeks ago, but 2 days ago, he came back and reposted this. How cool is that? What if you had 10 people posting? What if you had 52 people. What if you had 1,000 people? Oh my word. Thank you.
Yeah, like Coach mentioned earlier, I am very new to network marketing. I am even newer to social media. When it comes to social media, I'm a novice. You know, I don't know half the time, I don't know what I'm doing. But since I've been training with Spencer and Coach, Spencer has been teaching us so many helpful ways that we can post content on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. He's been teaching us how to, if we see videos that we like, he's been teaching us how to repurpose these videos. He introduced us to several new sites that we use. One is called Bing Chat, which is powered by Chat GPT-4, which is, I think, is better than Now Site AI Chat. He's been teaching us about Opus Pro, where we can go and take a large video and create several different reels from that video. And also he's talked about he shows how to use rapid tags. We just take rapid tags and put the title of our video into rapid tags, and rapid tags would give us several different tags that we can use without having to search for tags. And I think this is awesome. I mean, Spencer is an awesome teacher. He takes creative vision to the next level. And with that, Coach, I'm going to turn it back to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my word. And you definitely, by showing up with your family last night, you're showing the balance between maintenance of sound health. This next young lady is, and it just gets better and better as we go along. This is Miss Kim Law. And choices you make in life can have a profound effect on your future. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop sharing here, and Miss Kim Law is going to take over. And Troy, thank you. Thank you for giving Mary her kudos. And I'm telling you, while Kim is getting her all set up, after Kim comes Mr. Michael. After Michael, we're closing out with a monster, Mr. Eric. And Eric is a past master, a serial entrepreneur. He's been a manufacturer. He's been almost everything. He knows exactly where we are because he's been $1 million producer. And for him to join in and go back, Kim, just tell me when you're ready, young lady.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm on my slide or your slide. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I apologize. Am I on the screen share now?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Well,
Let me.
there
Okay,
you go.
all right. There we go. Now we're in the right place. All right. So let me start by introduce myself for just a quick second. As you can see here, my husband and I are actually on the boardwalk at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. And what's interesting is I was actually blind. You can see my guide dog there. I was completely blind for 16 years. And we have products here, folks, that create remarkable results. I'm not going to say that it's going to do the same thing for you, but I can tell you the results for myself and a lot of my loved ones have been absolutely exponential. So yes, when people talk about me being blind, I really was. That's my guide dog Effie, my husband, and myself. So let's start by sharing with you a surprise. Guess what? Got a call from uh, the presidency, and Brad told us that guess what? He's putting a coupon code out for any marketplace orders. So you've already got your regular order shipment for your regular monthly order, but anything that you do today that you want to buy extra, they're giving you an additional 18% off of anything you purchase today on your marketplace. Isn't that awesome what the company does for us? I'm going to break down a few things here. Coach mentioned earlier about the limitless stack, the discovery, and the business. All of these enrollment packs are designed to help start and launch our businesses, but everybody kind of comes in at a different place. I personally came in on the business enrollment because I wanted to build and grow a business. However, the limitless enrollment pack is designed for people who are like just wanting to start out, find out how the products work, what they're going to do for them, how they're going to have a testimony about it, which is phenomenal. Now, when you look at the limitless enrollment rewards, I want you to take one of the things I'd like you to do is have your cameras ready. Take pictures of screenshots here so that you can blow them up. You can take a look at them. You can redigest the information that you're going to be learning today. So as you're looking at the limitless enrollment package, one of the things you're going to see is not just what the cost is in the marketplace, but our RV, our reward volume. Reward volume is exactly what it is. We're being rewarded for not only the volume of product that we use and consume, but you're going to see the volume that are the people we share it with. Now, I want you to think about something for just a minute. When you go to a restaurant or you go to a store and you find a good deal and you share it with people, is that business, whether it's a good movie or a good meal, are they going to give you a discount for sending them customers? Generally speaking, the answer to that is no. We owned a health food store for 13 years. And let me tell you what, one of the things we did, we had a little punch card. And every time somebody came in, after 5 times, they got a discount. They got 10% off their next purchase. But if they had 10 times, we gave them a free meal at our lunch counter because we had a restaurant in our health food store at the same time. Folks, this is not something that you generally hear about. What Anjali has done is they've placed us in the position of being rewarded for sharing something that's amazing. Now, let's go to the discovery enrollment package. The discovery enrollment package is like kind of the next step. It's a way for us to say, hey, I want to check everything out that the company has to offer. And then our business enrollment package is designed to launch and start a business truly by putting things on the shelf, having things available for people to be able, when they say, hey, yeah, I want it. How long do I have to wait? Well, you can say, well, you don't. We'll go ahead and get it put in order right now. And we'll just have your order shipped here to replace what I'm going to hand you right now. So you can get started immediately. That's the difference. So let's look at our waves. The company, a lot of the young people today, what do? The young people, they talk about, Kevin, he's on my first wave. In other words, that's his bud. That's a person who he knows personally right up front. But Kevin has a friend named Steve, and Steve's on his second wave because he knows Kevin, right? Well, that's his second wave of friends. So when they're talking, oh yeah, Kevin's on my second wave. In other words, Steve's on my second wave because Steve is known through Kevin. But Mary's on the third wave through Steve. And Steve's like, hey, I got this friend Mary that's really interested and wants to know about this. So now, guess what happens? Kevin knows Steve, Steve knows Mary, and here's your different waves of introduction that you've got. That's what a wave is. It's not about you having to know, obviously, if you know more than 3 people that are interested in the business, you're going to want to share that with the people that you're personally working with and help them to build and grow their business with 3 people that they know. Now, this is what's interesting. Look at our wave bonuses. These are our reward volumes that we're getting. Every time you share the business with somebody on the reward volume on this is our enrollment tree. It shows you exactly how much you're going to receive in bonuses, in wave, in volume, and in cash bonuses as well. Now let's start with our first stack that we talked about, the limitless stack. Folks, if you have not used the renew, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, you need the renew. Let me tell you why. I was in an automobile accident right at 20 years ago. The injury was so severe that my skull was cracked. And the area where my head was cracked, the brain was actually damaged in my short-term memory area. So I literally had no short-term memory for the last 20 years until the last few weeks, which was shocking to me because I didn't ever expect that to be restored. I would have to have pieces of paper. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, folks.
Did you know that
I got all excited and touched my screen too fast. Sorry about that. Let me get us back to where we're supposed to be. All righty. That's what happens when you get all excited, right? So what I would do is I would have like little note papers, right? That whenever I got ready to do something, I would pick up my pen and paper. I'd write it down before I go in the other room, because as soon as I go in the other room, I'd forget what I went there for. Or I go to call somebody and I'd forget what I called them for. That's been my life for the last 20 years. Since using Renew, guess what's happened? I can actually remember now what it is I need to do. I have moments, but for the most part, I feel like I've got my brain back. My tongue doesn't work around my teeth sometimes, but the brain works. The vitality, obviously, we're not going to go into a lot of the ingredients and things with the products, but what we have here with the limitless stack, enrollment stack, is a start for building people's mental, physical, gut health, and our immune system with the ambrosia. Now, let's take a deeper dive look. When we share just the limitless enrollment pack with somebody, with 3 individuals, 3 friends, right? You got to have 6 to carry you out of this world. So we've got to have at least 3. 3 people that you share it with that want to do the same thing. The company is going to not only give you a reward pack, reward RV of 150, but you're also going to get referral profit. The company is giving you a referral commission for saying, hey, I just shared it with a friend. I told these people about this awesome product and company. And because they got products, we're going to go ahead and say, hey, thank you. Here's $75 for referring that individual. And this is what they bought, was the limitless stack. Now, the company says, gosh, when you do that 3 times, you've completed a wave of success. So we're going to give you $30 on top of the 75 times 3, which is $225. Think about this. You're getting $275 in product value plus $10 on top of it just for sharing it with friends. Let's take a look at the next opportunity that we have called the Discovery Enrollment Pack. Folks, the reason they call it Discovery is because you get to discover every single product the company has to offer. When we're able to utilize and have our own testimony, I have a testimony on defense. When I started taking the defense, everybody else that was sick around me, I never got sick. And I haven't gotten sick since I started taking defense. Vitality, that gives me energy. Boy, I'm telling you what, I take 2 in the morning along with my GlycoSlim as I start my day. It gets my brain cell working. I went to go see some folks. In our church, I go to the temple every Thursday, and the lady said this last Thursday, she goes, are you always like this? She goes, how are you like this all the time? I start my day with Vitality and my GlycoSlim and my Renew. That's how. And she's like, what's that? Folks, we just need to have conversations, but we can't have conversations if we're not using the products. And then relief. Well, folks, the story is I was blind for 16 years. Now I see. And first of all, it's God's blessings because I was told about this company's products. I started taking relief, not for my eyes. I took it for the herniated discs in my neck and back so I could stay functioning. I have 8, right? 8, and cannot take pain medication or I'm like a blowing bubbles. So relief, I took it, a lot of it, to help me stay functioning, to have reduction in pain. And as a side blessing, I got my sight back. It took the scar tissue off my eyes. Huh, awesome. Ambrosia. Folks, this strengthens our immune system. It's what we need for that. Tranquility helps you to have reduce stress and renew. I already told you about renew. Then we've got the water products. We have our Care Beyond products that makes everything else exponential, work even better. Now, think about this. If you're using the Discovery Pack, you decide to start your business because you said, hey, I want to check out everything they have. I want to utilize it. I want to try it. I want to experience it for myself. That's what the Discovery Pack is. It's a way for you to experience all of the Angelique products and know exactly how it works for you. So you can have that conversation with your friends and family. Now, guess what? When you share this with 3 people, because they're going to do the same thing you did, right? They're going to get the Discovery Pack. They're going to say, hey, well, yeah, I want to try all the products and stuff they have, because guess what happens? This Discovery Pack, even though our cost is only $7.95, we're getting $845 worth of retail product for only $30 when you share it with 3 people. You share it with 3 individuals, you get a referral profit of $735, but you get a Jaya Wave bonus of an additional $30. So that gives you a profit of $765, where your initial cost and the $30 gain is way above where your initial start was. Folks, the company, we're going to go into this even deeper, but I want to share with you a few things on the Discovery Enrollment Pack. They have loyalty bonus points. If you don't know what that is, I want you to take time to take a look at the loyalty bonuses, because when, some of us are old enough to know what the green stamps are, right? You go to the grocery store, they give you these little green stamps and you put it in the book and you save up to get a grill or a crock pot or whatever they had in this really cool book of cool things that you could buy, right? Well, that's what loyalty points are. It's a way for us to save, accumulate points to be able to buy more product and to be able soon, they're building and putting things in our loyalty points section where we're going to be able to save up for vacations. How many times have we go back, I want to share this again. Think about it. You share your products that you're happy with, the meals that you eat, the restaurants you go to, the movies that you like, right? You go to these places, you tell people about this, and what happens? They're not going to get any bonuses for sharing it with their friends. They're not going to get a discount. But our company says, no, we don't work that way. We work differently. We're on a whole different path of greatness and success. What we're about is being able to share ways for people to have a better understanding of what is happening. Now, think about this. I apologize, folks. I have my phone off, and for some reason, it did not shut off. With the loyalty points, what happens is now you're building and growing. You're going to be able to go in your back office and say, hey, they're having a special today. Like today, you're going to be able to use your loyalty points to buy products and use it where just because you're using the products, you get to build and grow it. Now, as your business is building and growing, look at this. When you've got 3 people who have done the same thing you did, you're not only getting your team volume at 900, but they're giving you an additional 50 points and loyalty points. When you have 30 300 in volume because you bought the discovery pack, they're giving you 50 loyalty points. Folks, that's 100 loyalty points when you've purchased it yourself and you have 3 people who've done the same thing. So you've got 100 loyalty points that you get to use. Now, this is exciting. Folks, if you haven't seen the product price list, this is so cool. Let me show you something here. I'm going to blow this up. And look at the daily defense. It says $35, right? This, I hope you can see this, says $29.49 for only vitamin C. Only vitamin C. This vitamin C is exactly the same amount of dosage that we have in our product for 500 milligrams. But the vitamin C is now, you're getting more than just 500 milligrams in vitamin C. You're getting a total bonus of the not just vitamin C, but you're getting your zinc, you're getting your D, you're getting all of these things available to you in one package. And I'm paid $30 to prove a point that just the 500 milligrams, you're going to end up with a whole product of zinc, C, and D, vitamin D at the same time. Honey, now you're not paying $35 if you're buying them independent. You're spending over $100. But look, when you get it on renew again as a profit, now you get it for $30 a month. The first time you get it, it's only $35. But you're not spending $100, you're only spending $30. So here you go. Now let me get that back down to the right size. And I want you to see this next slide that we have. And what's really cool, check this out. It's exactly the same thing, but when you look at the RV, this is as a brand ambassador. Now you can see how much you're getting in volume, reward volume, and what the company is going to pay you. Let's slide back down and take a look at what the daily defense is. Here, you see it across the bottom of the screen, the daily defense, right? It's $35, but the company is going to say, hey, guess what? Because you had a customer who bought it for the first time, we're going to give you a cash bonus volume of $10. When they renew it and get it again, we're going to give you $5. Folks, this is talking about that restaurant supply again. You go to the restaurant, the movies. Do they give you a discount? No, they don't. Do they give you a discount on your meal? No, they don't. When you look at Ambrosia, folks, we've got over 50 ingredients in this product right here. 50 ingredients in this product right here that if you had to buy them independent of one another, can you imagine how much that would cost? But our company has given you this product at only $50 with over 50 ingredients inside the product now. Now look, when you get the product the next month, it's only $42. See how simple this is? And you're going to be able to see how much the company is going to bless you with in not just reward volume, but in the commissions that they're going to give you as a, gee, thank you so much for a referral profit that they're going to give you for referring a customer to them. Now let's take a look at where we're going here. We've got, whoops, get back on. Hope you can see the whole screen. There we go. Now we're talking about business. On our business, what do we have? 2 of everything except the water products, because you get 1 bottle, 1 straw, and 1 pitcher. Everything else, except for the GlycoSlim, because the GlycoSlim, you're going to get 4 of these, folks. You're getting duplicate of everything. So now what you have is a way to build and grow your business. When my husband and I, my family, we owned a health food store for 13 years. I can tell you, being blind, when I went blind, I was going through my knowledge base like crazy to remember what I could take to benefit my eyes, to try to get my sight back. There was things that helped to reduce the pain, but nothing restored my sight. It's kind of like making a cake, right? If you're making a vanilla cake and then you say, well, gosh, I need to make a chocolate cake, you have to add cocoa. We have to have all the right ingredients in order to get the end result that you want. Well, the same thing goes with our products. They design through the Ayurvedic philosophy. How are we building and growing our company is through the Ayurvedic philosophy, which is on wellness. Wellness. Let me say it again. Wellness. Mental, physical, emotional, spiritually, because if you are healthy mentally, physically, and emotionally, then your spiritual wellness grows as well. And whatever, we're not talking a religion here, we're talking about you on a spiritual basis, as well as your financial. Folks, if you're the wheel of your life is not balanced, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, and financially, then guess what? You got a warped wheel, and your movement in your life is not going to move in the direction you want it to as fast as you want it to be there. Now, this is what's so cool. Our business enrollment launch pack here. If you share, this is what my husband and I decided to do. We decided we wanted to build and grow a business, because I can tell you, I have a lot of people talk to me about a variety of different products and things that are on market in the same kind of concept of sharing a little bit, right? But no company is doing what this company has done. They've made it available to us where literally you enroll 3 people who have done the same thing and yours is more than free. I want you to think about that. You enroll 3 people with the business enrollment pack, and your enrollment pack, what your initial investment in your business is, ends up being more than free. Let's show you how. You've shared it with 3 people. The cost for the enrollment pack is $1,275. The company is going to pay you, as $1,295. You're going to receive $425 per as a referral profit bonus per pack that's shared that someone gets. 3 of those is $1,275. They're going to give you a Jaya Wave of a $30 bonus for 3 people getting the products, right? That's $1,305. Now, they're also going to give you an additional bonus for a team bonus of $250 on top of that. Folks, that's $1,555. Now, the company says that this is actually product value of $1,345, and you're getting an additional $260 on top of what your initial investment was. So you get your initial investment back plus $265 because, isn't that awesome? But I want you to think about something different. Let's go back to the vitamin C again. I paid, how much did I pay? I paid $29.49 for 1 bottle of vitamin C. When we take a look at all the ingredients that are in these products, if you were to buy them individually, or we'll just say you bought them in packs of 2, I can assure you, as somebody who owned a health food store for 13 years, when they say that the product value is $1,345, it's well over $2,000 that you would have to invest if you bought products individually and not in a recipe of success. A recipe of success. Now, I want to go back to sharing with you just a little bit about loyalty points. When you share the business enrollment pack with 3 people, you're going to be receiving, well, first of all, when you get it yourself, you get 500 in loyalty points in your personal RV, but you're going to get 100 loyalty points, but 500 in personal volume. The company's given you 100 in loyalty points plus your personal volume. Now, when you've shared it with 3 people, you're getting $1,500 in volume for your team, which is 500 apiece, plus 50 loyalty points. Folks, when you enroll 2 brand ambassadors a month doing this, just 2 brand ambassadors a month, in the business enrollment pack, you're receiving 300 in reward volume and $500 in team cash rewards that they're giving you for referral profit. It's a no-brainer. That's all I can say. It's a no-brainer. Now, I'm going to do a quick little roundabout here. We have the limitless enrollment, the discovery, and the business. The limitless, that's our pack. That's our starter pack that helps people that are wanting to just kind of dip their toe in the water to try the products to see how they like it. And I can assure you, once they do, they're like, oh, okay, well, what else do you have for this? Well, I've got this other problem. I got this other thing. What do you have that works on this? What do you have that works on that? Folks, if you're having a conversation with people and you know they're going to get more than what would be in the limitless enrollment stack pack, have a conversation with them about the discovery enrollment pack, because that's one of every product that the company has. And guess what? If they were to buy these other products, onesies, it's going to cost more than it would for just getting the discovery enrollment pack. This way, they're getting an even bigger discount. Now, as a business enrollment, if somebody is interested in actually earning extra income and being serious about having extra income coming in on a monthly basis, because our company pays us weekly, folks, not once a month. They pay us weekly. Our bonuses are once a month, but they pay us every Monday. The money's put into your account, your back office, every Monday. So when what you've sold last week, they build that up. It's a week later. So folks, think about this. How much do you want to earn extra on a monthly basis? Are you looking to just have an extra 500 a month, or an extra 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 or more a month? If you're looking to have an extra 10,000 or more a month, what's easy to do is easy not to do. But I can tell you, there's people here that you're going to be hearing from today that have not only done this, but are moving forward and doing great things. Now, we're going to wrap it up again with this bonus that you have, that the company's giving you, called the September special. We're getting, all you have to do is put pumpkin in the code is pumpkin. You're going to get an additional 18% off on your pumpkin. So it's that 18%. Folks, here you go. I want to turn it back to you, Coach. And thank you so much for this opportunity to work with y'all today.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sean, you're on a roll. You are on a roll. You taught me stuff today. It's absolutely incredible. Now I got to figure out how I get back to my presentation. And so I think this is what I did. And I'm going to go here, but don't mind me. This next person I've known for a number of years. He's the only person I know that a national and international airline has paid him over $1 million for like 13 months. But more than that, he's a solid person. His wife is absolutely incredible. More than his wife, that's his secret weapon, really. But Michael is a fantastic individual. Michael and his team, he's all about alliances. He's about excellence, results, often harsh, but always fair. And somebody that you can always rely upon, because I sure do. Without any further ado, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce you to Miss Avery's little son, Michael.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, the namaste, brother, namaste. This whole life, this whole experience that we have here together as friends, as allies, is what I'd like to describe this morning. It's a morning out here where I'm at. Leslie and I are on the road today. We're taking care of our grandkids in Phoenix. We live in the Verde Valley, which you see behind me there with Leslie and I in the Verde Valley. And one of the interesting things, I think, is life itself. And it fascinates me how people come together, how we work together, how we develop relationships together. And David's right. I have known him for a year or two. It's 52 to be exact. But and why? Because of his talent, because of his greatness, because of his contribution. Have we stuck it out a lot of times? Same as the lady standing next to me there, my wife. And our children and their children. And all of this is about kind of an interesting thought in my mind, is that balance that's been mentioned a number of times is really true. I think balance, and if you're on the call and if you think you're presentable, I'd like you to present yourself so I can see you on the screen like some of you are. And I'd like you to kind of follow some directions. And one of them is to kind of get kinesthetically involved, if you will. And what I'd like you to do is take your arms and just put them out like this. So that there you go. There you go. And just feel your own center. Your center. And maybe your left hand is the ancient past. And your right hand is the future that you have. And you're in the now, in the middle, as we bring our hands together in this center, where we say namaste and love each other and support each other and connect each other and align with each other. And that, you know, this pandemic and all this technology, I'll be honest with you, I'm happy for it. I thank God for it. But I personally like it personal, face to face, where I can smell you, see you, touch you, smile with you, pat you on the back, get a hug, shake your hand. This stuff is a substitute, but a lot of things are. And the past is sort of a substitute, but to not learn from the past, we're sure to repeat it. But if we learn from the past, we can benefit from it. And where Leslie and I sit, which is in front of that picture right there that you see in the Verde Valley, is a very sacred place for the Native Americans, people I grew up with. I can remember a guy I went to high school with, played football with. His name was Byron Sinigin. How about that for a name? You know what we called him? Buddy. Because being friends and having relationships with ancient people is really cool. Because going to India, as an example, you see another ancient tribe. And if you look at both of those ancient tribes, both here in North America and in India, you see people who were figuring stuff out long time ago, thousands of years ago. People were figuring out how to be healthy and how to live in wellness. Somehow we got a bit off track someplace. That's a time for another day. But being well and being healthy has how mankind has survived. So learning that, knowing that, being that, and think about it for a second. You got Kim Law, a blind woman who doesn't look too blind to me. How about you guys? And her husband that teaches us every Tuesday morning in the Champions Call stuff that's so cool. A lot, just those two. And then you add Coach, and then you add Rajiv, and then you add Marvin, and then you add Brad, and then you add Nancy. Right? Am I getting there? I mean, look at the team. You know, you just take me and Leslie and Dr. Virgil Beasley and Dr. Fay and other people that are around us, so that Alice and Mary and Cheryl and Darlene, each of the people that are on this call. Let's think about it now. You have a factory in Las Vegas, and the guy that's running his name is Mark, just to remember. We have a customer service called Brianna. She's been here for years. You talk about reliable in our support staff of Bernadette and Mark. You're getting a picture of how much talent and how much opportunity and how much focus and how much emphasis. So creative vision that Mary just did. What is your vision? And think of your vision as a light. And as you look at it, how clear it is, as the light comes on, it's like in the morning when we do the champions call, I get to watch the sun come up. And God kind of reveals to us the planet every morning. Well, a vision is a bit the same way. But the thing that we want to tie to it, if you think about it, all this talent, all these people that are here, and the whales, the Bills, and Eric, you're going to listen to in a minute. Sean, I didn't mention you, but I didn't forget you. All these people, the talent, if we were an army and we had a collective vision and we were aligned with that vision, what a start. Are you kidding me? I mean, let that come in. But I want to challenge all of you in this balance. And as you think about your vision, I want you to think about how much you believe it. And this is a tough question. This vision you've been playing with your mind with, because that's what we do initially, is we play with a vision. But as we doctor it, or encourage it, or support it, we call that belief. How much do you believe? Well, if you really believe, like on a 1 to 10, you might start out as a 1, and then a 5, and then a 7, and then something may come up and you slide back. But at the point in time you get connected to yourself and to your vision and to your God and to your family and to your legacy, because that's what we're talking about here. This whole, what's fascinating to me about what Kim did, which was fantastic presentation, let me tell you. That whole, I mean, it's the authenticity, I think, for me, that Kim knows her business. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out she knows her business. But one of the ways you know for sure is by her results, how she ranks up, how she does what she's talking about, how she lives who she is. The same with Bob, of course, and the same with Coach. I mean, that's that's the core of the truth in all of us. Do you walk your own talk? Do you believe in your own vision? And as you execute on that, this compensation plan inures to you. Now, I could go through, Coach and I just talked about it a little while ago, about slides, but let me tell you just a story. That these things that Kim was talking about, like the shares we get, the freedom shares, it's a very unique idea. And it's not about today, not even about tomorrow. It's about what we kind of call the future. And that involves things like retirement and legacy and children. And this freedom share is really, really, really at the core of it. So as you go forward and all the things that Kim told you about how you earn freedom shares, you have to perform at that 150 RV a month to vest these shares. So in vesting these shares, I was describing this to somebody the other day, person who's on the call today. It sort of sounds like enjoy. A person who's hung in there and been in there and gone in there, and we were talking about freedom shares. I says, this is a vesting thing. After doing this for 6 months and you've accumulated all of these, not going to take a lot, but these freedom shares that are going to be available to us for a while, the people that are key, the people on this call, and the few that come in later over the next 5, 6 months to a year, those freedom shares are going to get paid out of a pool. Now, vesting, I asked her, you know about vesting? She says, yeah. I says, how long does it usually take to vest? And she told me, in her experience, which is true, by the way, in business, it takes 5 years. In this particular company, in this particular reward plan, in this particular building on your legacy for your retirement and what you leave to your children, is only 6 months. And it's locked in. So you accumulate that. So it's paid out once a year. Now there's all a bunch of pieces to that we can do more on later. But I just want to let you know that that whole idea of where we come from and what we have and where we're going is always about balance. Balance is the key to power. It's to fulfillment, to accomplishment. It's something that we want to be in a place of be here now, but it is between those two paradoxes, this one and that one, that we live in how we do it. So vision and balance and belief all go together. And I want to tell you that all of these pieces and puzzles that have come together, that's called Angeline now, and the compensation plan particularly, with regards to the finishing touches, if you will, to what a company looks like. When you have all this staff, all this factory, all this talent, all these people together, if this thing isn't going to be a hockey stick where we blow up and go up, and I think it's going to really cement its launch in the balance of this year for a fantastic 2024. But it's going to be because we're in the now, executing our plan, living up to our belief and our vision that we're going to accomplish those things. But the last thing that I want to emphasize is the idea that whales would come aboard. Because when those guys start showing up, you know that we're right next to momentum. And once you've been to one rodeo where you experience momentum, I don't know if there's a better endorphin pop than being in a rush when you go into that office portal in the back and you see you made more money last night when you were sound ass asleep. Really. And then the next day you have a similar experience. It goes up. And they go, wow, man, this is really happening. It's a positive feedback loop, guys, that happens to each of us as we're reinforced. Now, those whales, they come from everywhere, and they're going to be coming. And why I know that is because a couple of them already showed up. And one of them who's going to follow me today is Eric Glenn. Now, again, when he starts talking, you don't need to know all the stuff that David just talked about him, except to know that it's true. But you'll know it when you see the way he talks and what he talks about. And even that, you might still be a little skeptical. But when you watch him perform, not just talk, but when he brings new people in that are whales like himself, why does that matter to you? Because you're in the only company I know. I know there are some others on the planet. I don't know everything about the planet, but I know what I know. And I don't know anyone that has a freedom share. And that means these whales, when they come, you're going to be part of a pool that comes off of them and into your wallet or into your children's wallet or into your charity in the future. That's what you're creating now and today. And so without talking about Eric too much more, I'd just like to introduce Eric. Eric, brother, come on in.
Thank you, man. I was just thinking to myself with my sad ass asleep last night, making money. I love that, bro. I really love that. I gotta tell you, from the very beginning today, when Mary was talking about vision, right? That's the first thing. Right, that's the very first thing that occurs is that vision. And so when you get up in the morning and you're starting your day, you have got to remember what that vision is. And I do that every day. I mean, I am no different than anybody else. I'm no different than Coach. I'm no different than Michael or Kim or Mary or anybody. I have to get up and remind myself of it. If I don't, I'm not going to have the right attitude. I'm not going to have the right delivery. I'm not going to be able to have the right posture for speaking to others, or even to the point of just sending a text. You know, how you feel and the energy that you put into things, that is what is going to be communicated. Now, Kim has asked me to slow the heck down on my talking today so that it can be translated properly. And so I'm trying to do that, Kim. I'm trying to keep myself within the parameters of what you need because I think it's amazing. I think of the people that are on this call. And Kim having the experience that she had. And so she sees disabilities as extreme abilities. She sees them as the opposite of how the world sees them. And because of that, she has a number of people who are deaf that are on this today. What a unique market, isn't it? She has a niche market that I'm telling you, nobody has really ever gone after. And she's putting together material and the information so that these people can participate at a whole new level and have an experience that they've never had before. Why? Because she's passionate about it. She gets up in the morning, she knows what her vision is, and she applies it immediately to what she's doing. And that means going after people with super abilities. And she sees that. Those who don't have sight have super abilities. They have senses that others don't. Those that don't hear, they have super abilities that other people simply don't have. I think that's an amazing thing. And I so appreciate Coach's inspiration that he gives me all the time. Anytime Coach talks, anytime that he is speaking, he speaks. Do you ever notice how he speaks so deliberately? And he enunciates and creates a picture in your mind so that you can grasp onto it. It's the pictures that we bring into our head that allow us to have something to attach a thought to and keep that thought and be able to use it in a real meaningful way. And people do that by how? Well, they do it by adding those stories, just like Michael. You know, he adds stories to this that make the difference for people being able to apply it. The only thing I have to warn Michael about is he says, you know, he wants to be in front of you so he can smell you. Well, if you would have smelled me this morning after I got done with my long run, I'm telling you, brother, you would have not liked the experience. And but you know what? I have a vision in mind for myself. So every day I'm up early and I'm running, or I go swimming, or I go biking because I do the triathlon thing. And you know what? It's not that I enter into that many contests right now, but I love the training. I love the experience of getting there. And that's one of the things I love about this. It's the experience. It's the training. I look at every day as a training day. It's another day for me to learn something new about myself. When I'm in the triathlon, I'm in the running, I learn how to use more of my leg to get a longer stride without actually reaching. Instead, I pull back. And there's so many things that I've learned about my body, and it's taken time and doing this over and over again. And that is the exact same thing that it comes with this industry. I've had that exact same experience. It is from doing it over and over again. And every time, I don't care how long you've been doing something, no matter what it is that you do in life, you will find there is something new to learn. And so the last, what do I do to recruit? I think I was just talking to Marvin about that yesterday. I think the most important thing we can learn on these calls is, what do people actually do? What do I do that's effective for me? And it may not be the same thing for you, but it's what works for me. And if you can take a piece of this and apply it and it works for you, I just say, glory, hallelujah, man. I'm extremely grateful for what I have. And I'm grateful that I can share it in a forum like this. So let me tell you what I do. I have a lot of friends that have been in this industry and that I've known for a long time. And I send them out a text, and literally word for word, my text is, "Hi, Gary, how you doing? What are you up to right now?" That's it. That's my full text. And I always get a response. It may not come that day, but I will always get a response. And they'll say, "I'm good. I'm doing this," or "I'm good. I'm just, struggling," or "I'm marching every day," or whatever it is that they respond with. And then they ask, "What are you up to, Eric?" And so then I share with them just briefly. Hey, I in my text is, I'm in a company, I'm building, and when I'm building, this is my focus. This is all I'm doing. And I am looking for you to participate with me so we can build you to a incredible income level. If you're interested in having me build with you, let me know. The products are incredible, and the compensation plan is the most remarkable I've ever seen. It pays out more than anyone and is the easiest to achieve. That's what I send out. And I will get responses back. Some people respond to me and say, "Eric, thanks, but," and then I end it with, "Would you like to know more?" Or "What do you think?" Either one of those. And then I'll get a response back from them. And some of them say, I've got too much right now, Eric. I can't look at anything else." I say, "That's cool, man. I'll check back with you later, see how things are going." And they're like, yeah, let's connect, or let's go out for breakfast, or let's get together when I'm in town, or whatever the case might be. And then there are those who say, "Yeah, send me something on. I'd like to see what this is about." So I have I use boards. If any of you know what that is, that's a program. It's really easy. You can just have your information on there and click on it, and it populates the text, and you send it. And I send out to them first my link, whether that is, so I have one guy that is really great with doctors. So I sent him out yesterday. His name's Dan Dodson. He's up in Kansas City, or I can't remember actually where he's at. I've been to his house a couple of times, but I've been all over the United States. I can't remember one city from the next anymore. Anyway, he is great with doctors. So I sent him the top link that we have in our back office. Now I have another guy, Gary Craig. He's one who he built an organization. He had 40,000 people making over $1 million a year. He had another one with, I can't remember, like 75,000. Now these are people that are directly under him that he had the ability to make money off of. He's done incredibly well. One of the most articulate speakers you will ever hear. And he's like, "Yeah, tell me about it." Showed him, put him on a call with, a third party. Every single person, once I send them that text and they look at it, and then I'll write them back. I'll say, "What do you think?" "Well, I haven't had a chance to look at it." That's typically what they say. I'll say, "Oh, that's okay. Would you like to get on a call with Marvin or Brad or," and in this case, even I would call upon Coach. I've asked him if that's okay. He said it's okay that I use him as a third-party validation. So I'll get them on the phone. And whoever your upline is, that's who you want to be on that phone call. And then I just turn it over. I just say, hey, this is this person. Hey, I would introduce Coach this way. Coach is a multi-million-dollar earner. He has been in this business. He has a huge following of people that love him, that respect him. And he is an incredible motivational speaker and influencer. And then I would introduce my friend. And then I would say, and I would say the way good things about him, right? I would, what's the word for that we use when we edify? I would edify my friend, and then I would say, Coach, this is Gary. Gary, this is Coach. Say hi. And then I just put myself on mute, and I just let it happen. And what you're going to find is that they first, a great upline, the first thing they're going to do is become friends. They're going to ask them what they're doing and who they are, what their experience has been. And then they're going to share with the upline is going to share with them their experience in life and what their experience has been in the business and how they feel about the products and the direction. And they're going to share some very specific things in their life that make them vulnerable. And then that prospect is going to say things that make them vulnerable. And the minute they share those kind of things, there is connection made. And that connection is the most important part of that call. It's not telling them about the product. It's not telling them about the compensation plan. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It completely has to do with the connection of that other human being and the validation that they bring on leadership, and you're going in the right direction. I really can tell you that this method works, and it works on people you barely know. You know, I have 4,500 people in my database, right? Do I know each one of them really well? Have I met them? Yeah. Do I know them personally well? I don't think so. But I still reach out to them. When I'm reaching out to somebody that I really can't remember much about them, I'll just write them and say, hi, Sally. This is Eric Glenn. It's been a while. How are you doing? What are you up to? That's the essence of it. And then if they are curious who I am, or they remember me, and some people might not remember, but they act like they do, right? Because they might be a little embarrassed. And or they'll do a little research, right? They'll go out and find my Facebook page or my Instagram and see me and go, oh yeah, I remember him. And then they'll respond. And then I do this exact same thing with them that I do with every other person. Like Michael was talking about whales. Hey, listen, you don't know who a whale is. Literally, you don't know. I have found this out through my career, is that somebody like I have an Anne, she's going to join us. She is an animal when it comes to latching on and never giving up. She'll wait till the last ship explodes and goes down before she'll quit. That is the kind of person that becomes the next whale, because they go out and work it and work it and work it and turn it into an incredible opportunity. So I am so grateful here today to be on with all of you. It is an honor for me. It is, I find every one of the personalities that I have had the opportunity to connect with, like today with Kim, I just love the personalities. I love the passion. I love the ideas and what I learned from each of you. So thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of this, Coach and Michael and Kim and who else was, I can't remember, Mary. Thank you so much for letting me participate with each of you. I look up to you. I learned from you today, and I know I'll continue to learn. So thank you so much. And I wish everybody the very best here today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. All right, I tell you what, when I grow up, I want to be just like you. You know what? This has been extraordinary. I want to thank Rajiv. I want to thank Marvin, Brad, and Nancy for providing us with this opportunity, because in my 50 years of marketing, I've not had an opportunity like this. Never. When I am invited in, along with you, to be a part of a revenue share, I've never had it. I've had with Bob and others an opportunity to buy shares in prepaid legal when it was public, and as a regional vice president. But it was one of 6 people, 6 out of several 100,000 people. Here, they're saying you can participate in a revenue share. Jennifer, you have no idea. Alice, your grandbaby that you love. Cheryl, Sean, talk about digging out. Man, let me tell you something, George. You're in college. You get serious about this? Darlene, we've been through so much stuff. I wish I could put you on and let you talk from a tax point of view, what it means to have a revenue share. It's absolutely incredible. In closing, and I've got 30 seconds, I want you to say it, what you're going to be in October. I want you to see it, Jennifer, what you're going to be in October. And guess what? Cheryl, I want you to feel it, because Dr. Beasley, being a clinical psychologist, will tell you, you got to feel it. And if you feel it, you will go out and you will do it. God bless you. Thank you. Gloria, 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 2 Glorias. Jennifer, Gloria, I love you because you're on today. And my Gloria, 1969. We started together in 1966. I think you came to Lincoln University. A professional in every way. I am so glad you chose the time, Miss Wilson, to be with us. Last week, she was at the White House. She's the only person I know go to the White House. In fact, the only White House I knew was the one I painted. Let me stop. But Mary Collier, thank you. Michael, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, and your wife, sir. Namaste. And I want you guys to think, what if we had, and when we have 1,000, 10,000, last organization I built was 100,000 people thinking and feeling this, what will we do? Unbelievable. So whether you're watching the replay or you're here with us today, the replay will be far better because you can go over it and over it. What Brother Glenn talked about is the truth, the living truth. Here's a guy that has done it all and is laying it on the line. So with that, champions, I bid you farewell. Monday morning, we're on. Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the company has, and lack of a better word, an opportunity meeting. Tuesday night, 9 p.m., an opportunity meeting. Go grab one person and bring them there. And if you don't know how to get there, just dial me, 520-979-7812. Until then, God bless you. And Bob Law, bro, thank you, sir. Kim Law, thank you. Mary Collier, whoa, whoa, whoa. Michael, man, Kim Law, and Eric, Lord have mercy. I am so glad you chose to be with us. Darlene, God bless you. And from the bottom of my heart, let's go make something happen this month. Go to your back office, look to see your loyalty orders. It's on the team, my team enrollments. See what the next rank you can be, but decide this day what your next rank will be. Thank you and bye. I'm 1 minute over.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Bye,
Yeah.
everybody. Have a great day.
Unbelievable, young lady. Unbelievable.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.